tell us a bit about how you started off.
Well, we initially had an idea of doing like a remake of the VB app, where it's like you get it while you're running or you get it while tackling a mate. And then the day before we all went away, I thought like, hold on, this is going to be really hard to handle, like maybe it's going to be too hard to edit and everything. So I came up with a basic idea that still like did a lot of the robot movements and also brought a bit of like fun into it. And that's why we came up with the like the karate with the dojo and the master and all that. And then we thought, well, Eddie has to like be shown in this, so we thought Eddie could completely annihilate one of us, and that's where we came into the idea how Eddie wins a karate fight.
And so how did you feel about that? Because you were the guy that got beaten up.
Well, of course, yeah. I thought it was a good idea. I actually enjoyed doing that. I thought it was fun. Yeah, it wasn't that hard. Also had a lot of fun doing it, and just it's quite an important role. So
Absolutely, the star of the show.
yeah.
And you were the master, is that?
Yeah.
With the moustache.
So did you come up with different sort of roles within the overall project? And how did you approach that type of challenge?
Well, Leslie and Matthias were like really having fun with programming, because when we went to Macquarie University on the day to learn about it, they had a lot of fun programming. And so we kind of said, well, I'll think of the idea and then you guys can program. Well, I helped as well, but on the day that we actually went to film, I was crook and I was sick, but it was all these guys that actually did it. So
So it was a bit of quite good teamwork between the three of you. And how did you sort of find Macquarie University? Was that quite a good centre to go to?
Definitely.
their centres were like really well done. Like it was all there for us.
Nice place to eat lunch.
It was a good place.
Yeah, that's really important. What were the most challenging parts of the project for you?
Trying to keep him to stand up and
Yes.
like when we're like pressing the buttons, he would maybe slip over, so you have to get like him completely right.
Yeah, like 0 degree,
Yeah.
like 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 1, instead of 0, 0, 0.
So you've got to be really precise.
Yeah.
And were there any other things that you found that you needed to be able to achieve in order to be, able to control Eddie and to make a good video?
Easier, but like the buttons, we had to make sure like Matthias really did well on what buttons to press, so then it's easier. Like it wouldn't be like pressing this button and then reaching over and pressing like the other button on the remote. It's like all in one thing. So you did really good programming with that.
So what do you think are the things that you learned in doing the project?
Well, like we've never seen Eddie or the programming before, so the whole experience has basically been a learning curve for us all. But yeah, it was really exciting, and basically the whole idea of the robot was completely really good.
And a few words from your famous teacher as well. So how did you find the project, and how did you integrate that into your classroom stuff?
Well, we're actually looking at doing a module in our junior computing class this year for robotics. So last year we were getting ready for how to put it into our syllabus this year. So thought, okay, we need to learn all about these robots beforehand. So that's why we, when I found out about Eddie and that, I just announced it at the assembly who would like to have a go at it. So it actually was an extracurricular activity. These guys did it mostly after school, on Monday after school and stuff. And we just, so we put it together in our own time, except for the 2 days that we took off to spend the day at Macquarie and at keypad. So. But this year it's going to be incorporated into our junior computing classes. So you might get about 30 entries in this year's video competition.
Right, so if we have a competition this year, then you guys would be helping the other teams and
We have to do it ourselves.
Yeah, they'll probably enter another. They got all year now.
It was that fun. I think we'll go again.
And you've got plenty of ideas?
Plenty of ideas.
Come on, share a couple with me.
Can't take a secret.
One of them we just thought of was like a World War II remake of like a bonsai charge. How all these robots are just running from grass and they're going like into like the playground or something, and then all the kids are just eating their sandwiches going. They're just all running fast. So
It sounds like you've got your creative juices flowing, and it it's quite fun and engaging, and hopefully you learn some stuff from it. And hopefully with the new aids at the school, you'll have even more stuff to do this year.
Oh,
Yeah. And yeah, so the only thing we've got to polish up on is probably our video editing skills. So that's probably the biggest challenge.
See through
yeah.
people.
We
See through.
Yeah.
purposely make it a video competition to force people, not just in terms of the editing and the programming, understanding the gravity and all of that, but actually the other skills, like using the video editing software and potentially the green screen. So you hopefully picked up some multi-skilled stuff, and that will be good for you moving forward. Hopefully this year's competition.
Yeah.
All right, good. Well, I think unless there's anything really important you think you should tell me that I've overlooked, then we could probably let you get back to class, I'm afraid.
Thanks.
With Eddie, it's inspired me to learn more about robotics. It's really inspired me also with the video making. It's also learned about the video making techniques, which is also interesting, which I quite enjoy, and happy that I made this.